What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of my La Liga career mode. It's episode number 2. There is loads to get through today where hopefully we'll find our first points with Valencia as well after going 0 from 3 to start the season off. I knew this would be a challenge, but terrible start, can't let it carry on. First game, Villarreal at home. Let's get our first win here. Vamos Valencia. First season is going to be all about growing pains with Valencia. I do think we're going to progress as a young team that's going to get younger as well with the use of that academy. But I can't see us winning that many games in the first season. But we need to win enough to stay up, and as things stand, we're going to win none of our first 4. Alex Barney with the opener, Villarreal lead. Man, this team needs work. This team needs a lot of work. And whilst there are a couple of decent young players here, it definitely needs rebuilding. And I'm really excited for this project, but this first season is just going to be absolutely horrible to play through. Lacazette rolls through the gap. Biner for his second. Villarreal 2 up with 24 minutes to go. I have no doubt we'll get our first win at some point, but we can't leave it too long, because the longer it goes on, the more we start to wonder, when's it going to come? It's not going to come here. 4 straight losses to start the season off and only 1 goal scored. We are in trouble early doors. So as deadline day comes and goes very quickly, you see the top deals here. These are bizarre. Nuno Mendes joining Barcelona, but KDB leaving Man City to join Newcastle. Very interesting transfer. And Adamo Lukman leaves Atalanta to join a team he terrorised in that Europa League final last season as he's off to Bayer Leverkusen. Disastrous start for the young team, but like I said, it's growing pains. Keep the squad together. We'll be richer for this tough experience. I'm sure of that. It's true in life. You learn a lot more from your setbacks and your failures than you do from your successes, and that is how I'm seeing this first season with Valencia. As tough as it's going to be, it's going to help us develop a lot more. We've got 3 more scouting updates though, so let's see what we got. We're from Singapore. I'm actually tempted to give these first 2 players scholarships here. Kelvin Zhu and Kelvin Chan, the Kelvins, who both look really good. So that's what I'm going to do. We need some decent young players from the academy, so I'm going to give them both scholarships and see how they look. No one making the academy from Malta yet. Oof, and there's a player here from Spain that could be very good as well. You've got John Mosquera, only 14, but Joaquin Ferreras. Quite exciting. Only 1 month though, so you never know. But based on the start we've had, I say give him a scholarship. See how he looks. You might as well based on this really tough start. So where's my youth squad? Here we go. So it seems as though the lad with the purple hair, Kelvin Chan, is the best of the bunch so far. But all 3, to be fair, look as though they could come in and provide an instant impact. All look pretty solid. Oh, he's got a 5-star weak foot as well. I'm going to give Chan a pro deal straight away and see how he looks though. Let's see if he has potential, because we definitely need a good player from the academy to start getting us a bit excited about the future of Valencia if the present is looking very, very shaky indeed. And oh yes, potential to be special right off the bat. Kelvin Chan with that purple hair. Don't think I've ever had a player with purple hair before, but 74 stamina, got a bit of pace. I think personally, whilst playing through the middle, he'd be pretty decent. I think he could be possibly turned into a fullback or a dual-sided wide midfielder, especially with a 4-star weak foot. I like the look at this kid. I'm tempted to give the other 2 lads pro deals as well. Definitely Joaquin Ferreras, because he's got good sprint speed and a decent finish on him already. We're looking for that next David Villa here with Valencia, and you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him a pro deal as well. And again, based on the start we've had, only 1 goal scored in our first 4 games and 4 straight losses. Why not throw some of the young lads in? And he's an exciting prospect as well. So already 2 from 2 with high potential players out of the academy. Yeah, pretty decent start for the youth squad so far, if not on the pitch. But I'm going to give them both their debuts in the following game as we're trusting the youngsters. Next game, Atletico Madrid away at the Metropolitano, one of the toughest places to go in Spain, as we look for our first points on the board so far this season. I said this year will be all about growing pains, but we also need some wins and some points as well. I'll take a point here and a draw away against Simeone's side. Vamos Valencia. It's amazing how things have changed so much since I was a youngster. If you would have seen a player with purple hair or whatever when I was a kid, then the old heads would bemoan that for not concentrating on the football, spending too much time and money on the old hair dye. But as time has gone on, you realise that actually the freedom to express yourself can be really beneficial for a young player's development. So I'm on board with it. Mate, purple hair, green hair, red hair, whatever you want, mate. As long as you play well, as long as you put the hours in, that's all that matters to us. And again, I like him on that left-hand side as well. With the versatility he's got, and the stamina too, I think we're onto a winner here. With him on the flank. As the youth players link up. And Chan, on his debut, poor attempt really. Easy save for Oblak. Better though, better. Yeah, my favourite Instagram page is Footballer Fits. I love seeing players express themselves in the world of fashion and blending that with the sport, as well as Griezmann scores a wonderful goal and Atletico open the scoring as well. Well, in terms of trends and style, we know this guy's got it in abundance and he's opened the scoring. It's the final 10 minutes now. This game is looking all but over. That Griezmann wonder goal going to ensure we'll have yet another game without a goal or a win. Tough start to the season as we were expecting. The kids have looked pretty decent, to be fair. These young two have looked quite solid. Great ball through. Great dribbling. Javi Guerra denied by Oblak and the rebound can't be squeezed in. That's the positives, man. Once again, we get no points in this game, but a lot more positives in this one. That young duo of Chan and Ferreira's look pretty solid there. But I do need to remind myself, 5 games in, only 1 goal scored and no points picked up. Positives or not, that makes for some pretty bleak viewing. This has got to change. And let's see if it will change in our following game. Next up, Girona back at the Mestalla. Had an amazing season last year, finishing in top 4. But this season, not quite as good. Right now, sitting in mid-table. But I would take mid-table come the end of the season for us based on this start. Let's get our first points on the board here. Vamos Valencia. It's coming. It's definitely coming. I feel it's kind of similar to like last year in the NBA. The Pistons went on this ridiculous losing streak. I think they lost 27 in a row. Yeah, 27 in a row before finally winning a game. But during that streak, they were so close to ending the loss streak. But also they played better than 27 losses in a row suggests. They were unlucky in a couple of occasions and, you know, sometimes just didn't quite get the rub of the green. And I feel that's exactly how I'm feeling about this with this Valencia team. You look at the losses we've had, don't get me wrong, not exactly great performances, but we're unlucky to lose that game there. We're unlucky to lose against Celta Vigo with a final goal in the final seconds. We're not going to keep on losing forever. That first win and those first points on the board, they're right around the corner. I can sense it. As Hugo Joro gets a shot away, and Paulo Gazzaniga, Docks icon, keeps it at 0-0 for now. But it's coming. That first win is coming. I can already feel it. Well, the wait for our first win will continue. Only 1 goal scored in 6. It's still pretty grim viewing, but it is our first point on the board. It's something. This season is going to be so tough, man, honestly. When I'm celebrating a goalless draw at home against a mid-table side, that's when you know we've got problems. Take it though, I'll take anything at this point. Yeah, one of my favourite sayings in life is know where you are. There'll come a time in the future where a goalless draw against Girona is a terrible result, but right now, it's a decent point, and I'll take it based on our abysmal start. Following contest staying at home, Osasuna coming to the Mestalla. Vamos Valencia. A shot from range? No, Mamardashvili had that covered every step of the way. Interestingly enough, Mamardashvili is actually not our player anymore. He's a Liverpool goalkeeper signed for the Reds, but he's here on loan. I don't think he'll be coming back here based on this start of the season, but for the whole year he'll be remaining as our number 1. I don't normally like to play my loan players that much. I'd rather develop the players that are mine. But in the case of Mamardashvili, I need a strong QB between the sticks. But there's nothing he can do about that. Smack past him quickly. Osasuna lead. Valencia's problems worsen by the game. Van Monqueda has his pass cut out and then wins it straight back. You got to want it more, you know. You've got to want it more. If you're a losing team, the last thing you can do is show lack of effort, because that just exacerbates the problems, man. You got to actually want it. There's no way you bust out of poor form when you don't even put the effort in. Shot off the post and cleared away. I really don't know what to do, but at the moment, every game I go into, I'm fearing the worst. What I really want to do is terminate those loan contracts for players like, as Mamardashvili makes the save there, Max Aarons and players who I have no business having here, and I don't want to keep here for the long term either, and just say, sod this, we're playing the kids, we're throwing the kids in. Speaking of which, Ferreiras, so I know those are the ones that will show some effort. Speaking of which, great interplay there. And Ferreras, great piece of skill, offloads, Barrenetxea denied. Much better though, much better. The two kids out of the academy are the ones who are actually putting in the hustle here. 7 to go, and we might be set for another loss, but it's much better since I've thrown the young lads in. Easy claim, still 1-0, and that'll probably do it, but much better. Again, no points, but hell of a lot more positives. Still, no matter how you look at it, this has been a disastrous start to the season, and things need to improve rapidly if we are to avoid a drop. To play the following game, it was a really dull goalless draw away against Real Sociedad in the Basque region. So to be fair, 2 clean sheets in our last 3 games, and our second point picked up does take us above 20th place and into 19th, but only 1 goal scored in 8 games. As things stand, we are on course to set a new record for fewest goals scored in a La Liga season. And I don't know where the goals are going to come from either, because this team does not have enough creativity or finishing touch. Following game, CD Leganas away from home. Only 1 loss in our last 3 games, starting to stem the flow, but now can we get our first win here? Vamos Valencia. When you think where those goals are going to come from, I mean, I'm not really sure about the strikers we've inherited. And again, with Ferreira as well, starting this game out of the academy, he's not really ready to play every single game, and so I think. Oh, Ferreras! Oh, that's what I mean. I mean, when he's the finished article, he'll bury those chances. But to begin with, not yet. It's going to take a while before he's able to be consistently leading our line and scoring the goals. But at the moment, I mean, someone has to, really. Someone's got to step up. You see, top left, 1 goal in 8 games. We are going to smash the unwanted record of fewest league goals in our La Liga season at this point. I think I need to change the formation slightly as well, because 5-4-1 is just not for me. It's just too defensive. And I think that not only that, with no man in support. Oh, come on! For the striker, it means he's often isolated. But tonight, the kid has just said, let me lead this line despite my youthfulness. Ferreras with his first goal for the club. Valencia's second goal of the season. And for the first time this year, we are leading a football game. Final chance for Leganes. Don't throw this away. Don't throw this away. Don't throw this away. What a big tackle, and that is going to do it. Come on, finally. Valencia have that win. And I said it was coming. It was coming. We've not been as bad as this starter suggested, man. We just had 2 clean sheets in 3 games and only 1 loss in 3. It's now 3 clean sheets in 4. And crucially, a goal and our first win of the season as well. Ferreras with his first in pro football. Valencia have their first long-awaited win in La Liga. Right, next up, 3 more scouting updates. Let's see if we can find any more gems here. We're from Singapore. We'll keep on scouting these 2 players for now. Kelvin Hong, to be fair, could be really good, but we'll do 1 more month and see how he looks after that. Unfortunately, from Malta, still waiting for a really decent talent. Colin Mifsud could be alright. We'll do 1 more month and see how he looks after that. And from Spain, Escobar could be quite good. We'll do 1 more month and see how he looks after that. Right, let's jump into the following game. Finally, Valencia have their first win. But if we are going to avoid the drop this year, wins in succession are going to be absolutely crucial. And even more important when we take on a relegation rival. Following contest, back at the Mestalla, but taking on the side who right now are winless in the division. Las Palmas right now rock bottom with only 1 point on the board. Let's get back-to-back wins here and try and get ourselves out of the bottom 3 for the first time this season. Vamos Valencia. Yeah, it's all well and good getting that win, but unless you can build on that and get another one, it's going to count for nothing. As Ollie McBurney almost scored the opening goal. I mean, this is probably the easiest game we'll get all season long. Bottom placed, winless, Las Palmas at home. If we can't win this game, we can't build on it here, we've got very little chance of avoiding the drop. Ferreras, still Ferreras, great dribbling. Rolls it in. Pepe Lu fires in the opener. First a goal, then some great dribbling for the assist. And Pepe Lu fires Valencia in front. Well, it's not a big, dominant win, but it is a win regardless. And for the first time all season long, we have won at the Mestalla. Back-to-back games where we score and win. 4 clean sheets in 5 and only 1 loss in 5 as well. It's way too early to say we've turned the corner, but after our abysmal start, it's a much better mini runner form. Let's do a couple more and see if we can keep this unbeaten run going. Yep, first time all season long, Valencia Valencia escaped the drop zone, but we're only a quarter of the way through the season, so there is a long, long way to go. Next up, travelling to Madrid, Getafe away from home, going for our 3rd win in a row. Vamos Valencia. That's a lovely ball over the top there. And Getafe are in. Oh, so scrappy. That is such a scrappy goal to concede that, honestly. After a great run of no goals conceded in 3, that's how our clean sheet run comes to an end. That is typical of the sort of season we've had so far. Man, that was a tough game. Never really got going in that one, to be honest. And after only 1 loss in 5 and no defeats in 3, brought back down to earth in Madrid as Getafe grind out the 1-0. Let's jump straight out of that game and into the next one as well, so I know what our next game is going to be. It's Real Madrid coming to the Mestalla. After a really tough start to the season, you know I will just take a point in a clean sheet in this one. Real Madrid next, Vamos Valencia. Do a couple more games today and finish on a trip to Barcelona to take on Espanyol. I don't see us winning this game. I never like to end on a loss, and I certainly don't like to end on back-to-back losses, and that is what I'm expecting in this game. It had been a nice little mini unbeaten run, but this is Real Madrid. Home or away, you don't feel confident. Certainly not at this stage of the save. Vinny with the opener. All it took was 7 minutes. Middle, headed in. 2 in 23 minutes. By the way, I often talk about underrated superstars, if you will, in world football. Federico Valverde, I have sung his praises for years, is probably the best example of that. This guy is utter class. 2-0, Real Madrid double it. Game's already over, not even half an hour in. Terrible from Mascara, that really terrible. It's going to drop to Mbappe, and there's the 3rd. There's the 3rd. That is just a cheap goal to concede. Trying to pass out from the back, giving it away and being punished. First 2 goals, not much I can do about it. That goal there, just a master of my own downfall. Can't be doing that against Real Madrid, or against any team. Chan down the left-hand side into Javi Guerra. As Chan keeps going, Guy slips him through. He's not quite got the pace yet. He's got the dribbling. And the through ball to find Hugo Giroud, who gets a goal back. 5 to go. It's just a consolation, but it is something. We'll still end up on the losing side 3-1, but at least there's something to celebrate. Yeah, it might still be a loss and back-to-back defeats, but it's now 3 games in our last 4 where we've got a goal. So we are starting to look a little bit better when going forward. And we need to keep on being potent if we are to get enough goals and enough points to avoid the drop. So let's jump out of this game and jump into our final game today. It's Espanyol away in Barcelona. Back-to-back defeats for Valencia. And let's make sure he doesn't become 3 straight to end the episode off and a position back in the bottom 3. Final game, Espanyol away, Vamos Valencia. Haven't had that all day, Jose, thank you. Forward we go. Perez slides through Ferreras. He's already got 2. Oh, and he should have had 3. Clips the post, goes across the goal line, and is eventually cleared away. Had the time, set himself, just couldn't squeeze it in. As a young striker, you're not going to finish every chance you get. But if you just put yourself in the right position, good save, Mamadashvili, then at least you're giving yourself a chance and an opportunity to get the goals. The composure and the finishing touch will come in time. Just be in the right area. Not quite the end we were hoping for today, but we will take it. A point, a clean sheet, and after back-to-back losses, as we said before, know where you are. This is a decent point away from home. But that'll do it for today's episode of the La Liga Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one. Getting through to the halfway point in La Liga season, aiming to get back on a winning run, and more scouting updates as well. Looking for our next gems out of the academy. Have a great day. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.